The fourth season of Stranger Things is one of the most anticipated releases on Netflix, being that it has been one of the streaming platform's flagship shows since 2016. 5 years and 3 seasons later, we are still yearning for our annual dose of interdimensional monster butt-kicking sci-fi. Considering the fact that the show was renewed for a fourth season on the 30th of September 2019, a few months after season 3 was released, and was set to premiere in April last year, it's easy to see why we're starting to get twitchy. With filming delayed and the release date pushed forward, we fans are starting to get a bit impatient and are desperate for any updates. What do we really know about the fourth season, and what should we expect from our favorite sci-fi thriller? Well, hold on to your drinks, and let's fill you in on all the latest updates on Stranger Things Season 4. Before we get into the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything we post. A quick recap of Season 3. Season 3 kicked off with our main cast living seemingly normal lives, with Eleven, Millie Bobby Brown, using her powers to pull pranks instead of saving the world. But what's a Stranger Things season premiere without some strange things happening? The town suffers a massive power outage, and the rats in town converge at the old Brimson Steelworks and start to explode grossly, I might add. The Mind Flayer found a new host in Billy, Dacre Montgomery, and had him kidnap a fellow lifeguard named Heather and deliver her to the IT. Dustin discovers a Russian message with the help of Steve and his coworker. They wind up in a Russian underground bunker where they see the giant laser machine the Russians are using to reopen the portal. Meanwhile, the main cast has all realized that the Mind Flayer is back and has flayed a lot of the townfolk who have been melting into gooey messes that have been accumulating for a while now in a gigantic Mind Flayer looking type monster. In the last episode, they all converge at the Starcourt Mall, where Eleven uses her powers after pulling a piece of the flayed monster who had wounded her out of her leg. But as mysterious as that seems, the gang has no time to ask questions. They proceed to destroy the laser portal opener thingy, with everyone around it evaporating to dust, seemingly Chief Hopper as well. Fast forward to 3 months later, the buyers are leaving town and taking Eleven with them, amidst a lot of tearful goodbyes from the rest of the gang. Now that we're all caught up, let's talk about Season 4. Trailer. The official Stranger Things YouTube channel, on February 14th, 2020, released a teaser trailer. In it, we see some Russian military personnel supervising what looks like a forced labor construction for a railway track, which we suspect is meant to convey some kind of heavy machinery. The machinery undoubtedly has something to do with the Russians trying to open another portal to the Upside Down. Among the workers is our beloved Chief Hopper, alive and bald. Something to remember about portals to the Upside Down is that there are strategic points worldwide where the boundary between dimensions is weakest and can be exploited, which might explain the railway construction in the middle of nowhere. The release date for Season 4 of the show was originally scheduled to be early this year, but like the rest of the world, the global health situation halted production in March of 2020, and the release date was, of course, pushed back to hopefully later this year and not into 2022. Filming finally resumed on September 28th, 2020 in Georgia, and will take a few months till completion. The show is scheduled to continue filming in New Mexico by March 2021 for certain special scenes, all to round up around April or May of 2021, and post-production, which includes special effects and all other forms of editing, which kicks off immediately, will most likely take up another couple of months, so fingers crossed for a new release date. Cast. In the last episode of Season 3, in a heroic act of selflessness, Jim Hopper, portrayed by the lovable David Harbour, sacrifices himself so the portal to the Upside Down could remain closed, and it was believed that he died, or it looked like he did, but there was no body. We speculate he must have used the opening between the dimensions by the machine to jump from the portal in Hawkins to the one in Kamchatka, Russia. In a post-credit scene in Season 3, Episode 8, Russian guards are passing by his cell and making reference to the American, which had fans speculating of a possible resurrection. Well, from the teaser trailer, we see a bald Chief Hopper alive and well. If you watch the teaser trailer footage closely, you most likely would have recognized some new faces. One being that of Tom Valasia, who played the role of Jaqen H'ghar in the Game of Thrones. If his former role is anything to go by, he will probably play some Russian military badass that will give Chief Hopper a run for his money. The main cast of the show is all set to return. Millie Bobby Brown to play Eleven, Finn Wolfhard to play Mike Wheeler, Noah Schnapp to play Will, Gaten Matarazzo to play the fan favorite Dustin, Caleb McLaughlin as Lucas, Winona Ryder as Joyce Byers, Natalie Dyer as Nancy, and Joe Keery as Steve. Sadie Sink, who plays Max, has been bumped up to a series regular. Another cast member that might be making a return is 8, the only other member of the Department of Energy experiment that also escaped. We met her in Season 2 when Eleven was having her mid-teen crisis. She and her band of revenge freedom fighters might make an appearance to help Eleven, and the gang finally defeat the Mind Flayer. Episodes. The showrunners seem to be following a one-on, one-off trend as regards to the number of episodes for each season, with Season 1 having 8 episodes, followed by 9 episodes for Season Season 2 and back to 8 episodes for the just concluded 3rd season. The 4th season of the show is set to feature 9 episodes, the same as Season 2. When will Season 4 happen? We all know that making use of child actors as the star cast in a series can be tricky, especially when the show goes on for a number of seasons. The reason being is that they grow up, and this may affect whatever age they are meant to portray on the show. The timeline for Stranger Things has been moving progressively with the cast. As Season 1 took place in 1983, it would have been safe to assume that Season 4 will follow the timeline and pick up in 1986, if the original release date of April 2020 was possible. But with production and release pushed till possibly the end of 2021, maintaining the cast age might not be feasible, and a time jump of a year or two might be implemented. Is Stranger Things moving away from the town of Hawkins, Indiana? The season finale for Season 3 left us in tears as the Byers and Eleven waved goodbye to their friends and the town of Hawkins, but not before making a pact to visit for Christmas and vowing to keep in touch. With filming set to move from its original location in Atlanta, the question is where to? Filming will continue in New Mexico in March, as it seems the showrunners are taking the epicenter of the show away from the town of Hawkins, Indiana, in the 4th season. And with Chief Hopper also in some sort of prison camp somewhere in Russia, it's safe to say that much of this season will take place away from our strange little town. Although it seems some of our cast will kick off Season 4 away from Hawkins, if there's one thing we know from shows where characters move away from their home base, is that something or someone will undoubtedly bring them back home. And with Stranger Things, there are more than enough reasons, events, and interdimensional monsters willing to drag our cast members back home before the season ends. Is the Mind Flayer dead? If you thought the Mind Flayer was killed in Season 3, you're quite mistaken. What the gang killed was an avatar, a conduit of some sort to the Mind Flayer, and with the portal closed, it lost its connection and source of power, which enabled the gang to destroy it. The actual Mind Flayer is still alive and well, but only trapped in the Upside Down, and most likely scheming its next revenge escape to our dimension plan. How it's going to achieve that is still a mystery, as the last 2 times have been unsuccessful when it possessed humans. Who knows, it might switch up its game plan this coming season. In the trailer, the Russians have acquired for themselves a Demogoron, and what they plan to do with it is mysterious, but we suspect they will most likely attempt another portal open to the Upside Down, as Demogorons have the ability to go in and out of the Upside Down, which begs the question as to why it's comfortable in a cage where it can leave. From the last scenes of Season 3, we see the Russians feeding a prisoner to the creature, most likely in an attempt to tame the beast, study it, and use it. How they plan to use it exactly is something we'll just have to wait and see. Will Eleven get her powers back? In the season finale of Season 3, at the Battle of Starcourt Mall, Eleven loses her powers after pulling a part of the Mind Flayer out of her leg, and 3 months after the incident, she still hadn't gotten her powers back. This had fans wondering why pulling a little piece of goo out of her leg would strip her of her powers for so long, but it wasn't as great a task as closing the portal to the Upside Down in Season 2. One theory is that the Mind Flayer absorbed her powers and is trapped with them in the Upside Down, and with her powers gone, so is her ability to find anyone, anywhere in the world, which of course will mean she won't be able to know that Chief Hopper is alive and she can't find him. Well, here's to hoping for an official trailer and release date sooner rather than later this year. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Remember to leave a comment about your speculations and predictions for the show down in the comment section below. Till next time, bye guys.